Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to talk about how the narcissist will accuse you of lying. The narcissist will accuse you of lying. So I know you guys see the background. I've been having these zombie vibes lately because they're everywhere. But I wanted to share this because I feel like it's something really important, something that I've observed a lot with narcissists. And I thought it was just, when you're in a relationship with them, right? Because you learn a lot from being in a relationship with a narcissist. You're up and close and personal with the demon himself, herself. So you learn to think like the demon that you dealt with because you see all their games. You've seen it too many times. They're blood-sucking zombies. They do the same thing, and the end goal or the end results is them biting you and really just killing you. And when they kill you and bring you back, or you bring yourself back, should I say, because they don't bring you back. They leave you down in the ditch. So when you bring yourself back and you let these, narcissists in your life go, you learn certain traits that they do, certain things that they do. And that's why you're not as trusting of people anymore, not even with a simple conversation, because it's like the eyes are the windows to the soul. And once you start talking, you're opening the door. And we live in a society where you're forced to talk to people. And when you try to be quiet, the more they gang stalk you because they're trying to figure you out, the more they're trying to ask you questions. And even after you try to give them an idea just so that they can back up off of you, it's not good enough because they feel like they don't know where they stand with you, because they need to gossip. They need to talk about people, or they just need to be updated, right? So the narcissist knows this about people, so they're always updating people with stuff. If you really notice, they're always updating people. There's always someone in their life that they're updating stuff with. And you can see a part of yourself, when you call out to the people closest to you. But when you start to see the narcissism, the people closest to you aren't what they seem like anymore. And now you see everyone as, people that are just wearing masks. So you realize you have to be almost very careful about the information you take in, because a lot of narcissists, even when I was younger, I remember, this popular kid in class when I was like probably in the second grade, and I still remember because it was really embarrassing for me because I wanted to fit in and I was new. And I remember there was a kid that asked me about a movie, right? And I as I've shared with you guys, I grew up Catholic, in a super cult-like family. So when he asked me about the movie, I knew I hadn't seen it because I wasn't allowed to watch worldly stuff when I was younger. I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't watching cartoons and Disney movies and things like that. So I wanted to fit in. And when he said, did you see this movie? I said, I said yes. And he goes, I was just making that up. I was just making that up. And I felt dumb and I felt like humiliated, even as a kid. And that was the memory that I have. And I swear I was like in the second grade. And after that, it was something that stuck to me because I wanted to fit in with kids, because it was like everyone was living in a world that I wasn't a part of. So I had to learn people in a different way that I paid attention to details that maybe other kids around my age weren't paying attention to. I used to study people, and I even studied myself, and I realized, oh, you can't lie to fit in. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, just if you're asked a question and just making some shit up, you know, just making some shit up just to sound smart. And that's what the narcissist does. They're like kids. They just make stuff up, you know. Sometimes they make stuff up. They ask you questions. They're lying. They're just making shit up. They're telling you stuff. They're lying just to see your reaction, just to see what you're going to say, just to see your input. They're lying about, sometimes they're lying about their childhood. Sometimes they're telling you traumatic things are happening to them that are not happening to them, that they don't feel no type of way about. They don't even, you know, they don't even look that way of having empathy or sympathy or anything, you know, but they will say things to you. They will just say stuff. So I learned that lesson, you know, at a young age, where I was like, you know, you can't say stuff just to fit in, or you can't just say an answer just to sound smart, or you can't believe everything everyone tells you. Or if someone asks you a question and you don't know, it's okay to just not know. It's okay to even ask questions. You know, your teachers tell you ask questions. If you don't know something, ask. It's better to ask than not know at all. It's better to ask, right? Than not, so that you can know. You know, don't be afraid to feel like you're dumb because you're asking a question. So these are things you learn in school, but you don't see that the narcissist doesn't think that way. You know, they're the person cheating. They're the person, a lot of times, you know, very competitive, and you know, they're lying their way in. You know, they're trying their best to be popular. They're trying their best to be noticed by people, even if it's in a negative way, with fighting. And, you know, and even then they'll lie and say they beat someone up and it was really them who got beat up. But they're gonna, you know, they're gonna lie and tell you the opposite. When you're in the narcissist world, it's like the opposite. It's opposite land. Like literally every time the narcissist would talk to me, I would always just think about the opposite of what he was saying. And it was like I knew what he was saying, but it was like he was never direct, because how can someone be direct if they're always lying? This is why the narcissist accuses you of lying, because they're always lying. I know a lot of people tell you they're pathological liars, but it's not just being a pathological liar. It's they lie about anything. They lie about small stuff. They lie about stuff that is like, why are you lying? Why are you even playing like that? They lie about everything, to the point where I've told you guys before, where the narcissist broke my head shower. And I'm like, no one else is here but you. Like, who else did it? I don't know who did it. Like, playing games and just won't admit it. And I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal. I know you did it. Like, there's no other way. There's no other possibilities. But it's like they're so used to lying that they'll even play with you. Like, they'll lie to you and gaslight you to your face just for fun. Just for fun. You know? Because they know, you know, it was me, but I'm not going to fix it. So I'm just going to, because I don't want to fix it, I'm just going to deny that I did it. Because they have moments where they're on demon time. Like, you know, especially when they get like new supply behind your back and you're wondering like, what's this person's problem? Because they went from love bombing you. They can literally love bomb you, take you out somewhere nice and just have the perfect night. And then the next day, just be cold and lie to you and give you reasons to want to argue with them. Their whole thing is, I will even lie to you just so that you can get angry and I can go off and leave. You know what I'm saying? So they'll lie, or they'll make up stories, or they'll tell you their coworker was flirting with them when they weren't, just so you can say, oh, you flirt with them. Or if they know that you're a jealous person, even if you don't say anything, they already know you're jealous, even if you don't say anything, because Once you show them any type of jealousy, like, you know, in the beginning of the relationship, I wasn't jealous. Then I almost felt like I was, like he wanted me to be jealous. And I don't know, I just fell for the jealousy thing. And that was just a way for them to trauma bond with you. They don't, you know, they want you to act out of character. They start acting out of character. Your mind, you're not focused on the right things. Bad things start happening to you. You feel like you need to run to the narcissist to save you, and they're not going to save you. They're just going to sit there, act like, nod their head, act like they care, talk about themselves and their problems or their issues, or relate to whatever you're going through and say, oh, that happened to me, you know, this and this and that. And it's like they're rewatching the time loop that they're in, that the you know, they keep going back to the past and reliving different scenarios and different scenarios in different ways. So to them, it's like, you know, they're lying to your face. It's still happening to them, and they know why it's happening to you. So they're looking at you lying to your face because they know that your head isn't even in the game anymore. You know, all your ambitions, all your dreams, they know everything's going to come to an end because they're going to end it. And, you know, they'll sit there and tell you they love you, or they'll sit there and, you know, they might even tell you they love you. They just don't love you in a way, in a deep way, or it's hard for them to be affectionate. You know, they might say a lot of things to you, but the reality of it is that this person is lying to you. They're conning you. They're a scam artist, and they're always lying, you know, and they're always changing, you know, different versions of that entity that they have. They're always morphing into different entities, lying their way into, you know, the lives of different people just to, you know, run the same game. And really the game is, you know, to conquer whatever it is that they want for themselves. It's never about other people. And that's where the biggest lie and misconception is, even when they move on to someone else. It's like the narcissist has an inflated ego, you know. It doesn't matter where they're at in life. It doesn't matter if they bring themselves down trying to bring you down. They feel like wherever they go, whatever level they're at, they're always going to have that inflated ego. And they feel like the reason they lie is because other people lie. They're so used to lying that they feel like everyone lies. And yes, there are a lot of liars. There are a lot of narcissists. But when they come across you, they swear up and down that you're the liar. But that's a lot of chances it's because they've already lied to you. They've been lying. And that's why, you know, you'll sit there and prove yourself, or give them evidence, or, you know, plead to them that you're a good person, and they're enjoying it. They're enjoying it. They're sitting back like, well, I'm not. You're a sucker. Well, I'm not. You know, I've been lying, you know. I'm in a worse situation than you. And then if they bring you to a worse situation than them, you know, they'll disappear, or they'll tell you, oh, my bad, you know, I didn't know things were going to go like that, or, you know, well, my bad, you know, just because they want to squash what the lies they told. So, you know, especially if these people are religious, they'll just be like, you know, they don't really want to talk about it. You know, they don't want to talk about it. It's like, just ignore, you know, my lies. Let's forgive one another. You know, that's what life is about, forgiveness. And they don't even, it's like they erase everything quickly, and they do it with the purpose of their lies not slapping them in the face and having to deal with that karma. They want people to forgive them, to not think about it, so that they can just keep walking around with a clean slate. This is why a lot of people speak out on these people. In the end, they can't even help it or take it, or they're so angry they'll just, you know, they'll cuss everyone, the flying monkeys out, They'll they'll tell people how they feel no matter how dumb they might feel. You know what I'm saying? You can feel dumb as hell and you want people to know this is what this person did before you leave, and or give, you know, you want people to know what that person did, because they were always lying about you. When they were cheating, they were accusing you of cheating. They, were running off and telling their family and friends that you were cheating, and it was them. They were setting up the stage so that, they could bring that other person in and say, hey, I got with this other person because this person was a bad companion, or they were fake, or, they tried to pick. If you ever lie to them, think about it. If you ever lie to the narcissist, that's their cue to say, oh, I did this because you lied to me. And it could be something, you could be with this person for like 20 years, and they'll be like, I catfished you because when I met you, you lied to me and said you weren't dating other people, and you were. And it's like, well, why did you marry me? Or, I of course I was dating. I just, you probably didn't want to tell them, or you probably broke it off with the other person when you met them. You probably literally broke it off, but you were never supposed to get with the narcissist anyway. And they knew that too, because the universe was telling them, hey, this person is not the one for you. But in the narcissist's eyes, it was like, no, the universe is the devil's telling me that you're the perfect supply for me because you're dating someone else. And they'll question you, and they know you're telling the truth. This is the thing, they know you're telling the truth. It would be different if you're lying and they're really like, oh, you're lying. That's why I did what I did. It was kind of like payback. But they know you're not lying. They know you're sincere. They know you're invested, and you're all about them. And they will lie to you, and they'll literally be in a whole relationship with you and hang on to that one lie. And what's so crazy is that narcissists don't like being lied to, but they lie all the time. Like, they lie literally all the time, to the point where they accuse you of lying. And I'm saying this because it's not, this is something I dealt with in the relationship, but I started to pay attention that a lot of people do this. And I'm not saying everyone, but most people, if you tell them something or you answer to them about something, they just assume you're lying. Of course, you should always question everything. It's a lot of, scams and stuff going on. Always be, you never want to jump into anything, right? But when it comes to simple stuff, literally simple stuff, that's where I see the narcissism in people. And I'm like, oh, I already knew you were a narcissist, but that just confirmed it to me. It's when they assume you're lying about something, so then they lie to you about something, and you're telling the truth, but they lied to you about something because they just don't believe you. See, you should always be skeptical about people lying, but you shouldn't like confront people aggressively, like, and attack them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should just have that thought in your mind. But the narcissists, they're almost like I don't know, like they're like a kid with information. It's kind of crazy. But they're like a kid, yeah, with information. And they know as an adult, you should question everything, but you shouldn't say certain things, or you shouldn't take certain things overboard. And what they will do is that if you, okay, for instance, if you were to tell a narcissist, right, that there's no bathrooms in the office, right? They'll say, oh, the bathroom's out of service, right? You're basically, oh, the bathroom's out of service right now. It's going to get fixed. Oh, how long is it going to get fixed? How long until it's done getting fixed? 2 hours. The narcissist will say, You're lying. It's really not working. So you guys don't have an extra, maybe an extra bathroom. So what are you guys going to do for the next 2 hours? You know, it's like they're negotiating with you. Like they think you're lying. So then what they will do is they'll say something like, well, I'm pregnant, you know, or they'll call you a racist, or they'll say something like you're lying, like, oh, you're just racist, and you're telling them the truth, or, or they'll tell you, oh, I'm pregnant. And see, as especially the Jezebel spirit, you don't want to think that someone's lying about certain things, or they'll say that they have like, they have a health condition, or they're diabetic or something. They'll say stuff, just to get what they want. So now they're negotiating, or they're telling you, well, I'm pregnant. And you're like, well, I'm sorry, it's getting fixed right now. They'll say, are you sure? Is it really getting fixed? Is there someone in there right now? Like, they'll keep going like you're lying. Oh, okay. Is there someone in there right now? No, they're going to be here in 30 minutes. Are they really going to be here in 30 minutes? Yeah, they'll be here in 30 minutes. So what are you going to do for the next 30 minutes? Wait till they get here to fix it. Is it really broken, or you're just saying that because you don't want me to go in? Oh, well, I just told you I'm pregnant, so you're discriminating. I can go to HR and tell them that you refuse to let me use the bathroom, and I know you're probably not telling the truth. You could be at the drive-thru and, maybe you're out of coffee, or you're out of that McDonald's ice cream, and you're like, oh, we're out of ice cream. They're like, you're lying. They'll think you're lying, and they get so crazy they'll go and and turn the ice cream machine on because they think you're lying. They really, like, when they feel like people are lying to them, and it's the only time a narcissist feels like they take lying personal is when they feel like it's gonna affect them, like, or they're not gonna get their way. So they'll accuse you of lying, of cheating, because they're afraid of you to cheat, because they're cheating too, but they want to have their cake and eat it too. So they lie to get their way, and then they think that everyone else is lying. So that's what's crazy. Like, they think that they feel like everyone is lying, period. But when they need something, or they are trying to get something, or they feel like they've been fake nice with you, they feel like, oh, every time I see you, I say good morning, or I feel like I know you, I always call you by your name. And now you say something against what they wanted, and you're like, oh, I can't do that, because you're just like, hey, this is just business, right? Business is business. They'll feel like, you're lying. You can't help me. You just don't want to, so they don't have boundaries. And then once they feel like you're lying, even though you're not lying, now not only will they lie to you, but they will even attack you. They will even attack you. And you'll feel like you did something wrong, right? Like, what did I do wrong? I must have did piss them off. These are the type of people, they'll push you, shove you. They'll feel like you're doing something to them because they're sinning all the time. They're sinning all the time. They're lying all the time. And now they think that you're the one that's the sinner and the liar. They're projecting all that shit on you. You're the liar. You're the one always lying. You gotta be lying. they feel like you're such a deceitful person. They'll look at you with so much hate, like you're such a deceitful person, and you've been nothing but polite to them. You've been nothing but nice. And they'll just swear up and down, like, and it'll be stuff that you're like, I don't got a reason to lie. Like, and even if I did lie about something like that, it's not even that serious. Like they don't like being lied to because they lie literally all the time. They lie when they give you compliments. They lie when they, you know, when they act like they're happy for you, or they you know, they lie. They're never happy for you. They're always gonna show it too, you know. They think you're a liar when it comes to, you know what, you can sit here and like I said, as an empath, you gotta look at people like, you know, they're liars. But the thing about narcissists is that they've been around you, so, you know, you proved yourself. You know what I'm saying? When somebody has proved themselves and they've, you know, they've had your back in moments of death and protected you and even sacrificed themselves, and you're still calling them a liar, literally spiritually killed me, and you're still calling me a liar. It's crazy. Because the devil is the liar of all lies. They're the masters of deception, the masters of you know, the masters of lies, because that's all they do. That's their, you know, that's what they graduated from, lying their way into anything, into jobs, into everything, you know. And then they'll lie. They'll lie about jobs. They'll lie about all kind of things, you know, career. They'll lie about their children, how many kids they have. They'll lie about anything, everything. You know, they'll lie. And sometimes the empath feels like you have to lie, but it's to protect yourself, you know, from narcissists. You know, you don't want to let them know you're alone. So you'll only lie when you know you're in danger, but you're not going to lie about just anything and everything. And, you know, the narcissist is the type of person that, you know, you could tell them, you know, you could tell them, you know, that you're a doctor and you really are a doctor, and they're not going to believe you. See, it's normal to not believe someone when they say something to you. That's normal. But the thing is that the narcissist doesn't believe, you know, people just because they feel like I'm the type of person that would lie and say I'm a doctor. This is why they don't believe, not because they're being cautious. So not only will they not believe you, commercial, you guys. Are we just gonna watch the commercial? Skip ad. Fresh for everyone. Oh, hell no. Now I can't even skip this one. Hold on. Oh, I'm over it, y'all. I'm over it. Y'all just gonna have to watch these commercials. Double commercial, because you're gonna watch mine too. And say skip. But y'all better not skip mine. Hold on. I can't take it. I'm losing my train of thought now. Oh my God, you guys, what the hell? Okay. Now it picked its own background. Where are we at? Zombieland? See? Distractions, you guys. I literally lost my train of thought. I was saying that, you know, narcissists, they are the type of people that will lie about being a doctor, right? So they don't believe people. But see, the empath, we don't believe shit too. Because we know, like, there's narcissists out here. The narcissist is like, I'm watching out for other narcissists. I'm watching out for empaths. I'm for myself. Right? But they're like, they're like, you know, they're like, though, it's like being in a zombie movie, and they're that person who, they don't empathize with anyone, and you're not going to get anywhere like that. You're not going to get anywhere if you can't work with people, even in, you know, just get along. You know what I'm saying? Just stop by not accusing people of stuff or triangulating people with lies. See, they triangulate people with lies, all to benefit from something and turn people against one another so that they can gain something from it. And it's like, we're sitting here, you know, reading people, making sure that, you know, the person that people we deal with are who they say they are and aren't con artists. You know what I'm saying? So if someone tells you they're a doctor, yeah, you might not believe it, but you're, as an empath, eventually, depending on the relationship, you're gonna want to know for sure that the person you're dealing with isn't lying. The problem is, a lot of people are afraid. They're like, I don't want to tell my friend that he's not a doctor and go to his job or look up his credentials. I don't want to do that, but you got to. Sometimes you don't want to do certain things. If you're dating someone and it's serious, and they're, you know, they might be a drug dealer, a scam artist, and they're telling you they're a doctor, and then now whatever bad karma, you know, they're getting will come to you. You know, if the feds get them, the feds gonna get you. They're gonna be like, you knew that he was selling drugs, right? You know, he was a drug lord. I mean, you know, the typical narcissist you're gonna date is not that, but you get the drift. So you're gonna want to investigate, you know, if you're serious with someone, that they are who they say they are a doctor, they do have credentials and things like that. And when you see the credentials, or you see them, you know, you've been to their job, or they brought you around their friends, their co-workers, you know, just any signs of validation, what I'm saying. And sometimes even then, you know, narcissists work in groups to con people in a big schemes. Sometimes these people are dangerous, and everyone will seem like they really are who they say they are. You go to the hospital and the narcissist is coming out, you know, they're walking around the hospital with, you know, with a doctor's outfit and scrubs. And I'm telling you this because it's true. When me and the narcissist came to the end, shit got so creepy. I died. I saw things. I came back. I was literally in hell with this person. I was watching them just blasphemously. It was like the devil. It was like the devil, and I was like, there was no hiding the devil anymore, to the point where the narcissist was wearing scrubs, and I'm like, why are you wearing scrubs? He's like, because I'm getting extra money to take care of my father. And I'm like, well, why do you, a lot of people, you know, get money for taking care of their parents, or, you know, or cousins or uncles or aunts. So I get that, but you don't have to wear scrubs, you know. And he's like, oh, you're just jealous because I'm wearing scrubs. Just tell me that I look good. You think I look good with these scrubs, right? That's why you just don't want to give me a compliment. So they're lying again. They're the ones that don't like giving people compliments. When you look good and other people know you look good, they don't want to give you a compliment. They don't want you to feel good about yourself. They're jealous of you. It's like they like you. They're like, oh, you look good. But if anybody else starts looking at you, or pays attention to you, or gives you something for free or something, they get jealous. Or they feel like that person, or they'll lie and say, oh, you know, that person gave us that dessert for free because of me, because I look good or something. And they'll put the attention on themselves. They really don't want you to feel good about yourself at all. And a lot of times too, you know, they also know that the people around that come in contact with you are liars too. So they'll lie to them, and you'll be like, why are you lying to them? Oh, because they are liars. You know? So the narcissist feels like everyone lies, so that's why they lie. But then it gets to a diabolical level, because if someone shows you their credentials, you know they work at the hospital and they're a doctor, and you know that they're not just walking around pretending to be a doctor, and you know they're bringing in the money, and you know everything's legit. The narcissist is the type of person that's like, you know, they're such liars. They'll feel like you're lying about being a doctor, and then when they find out your credentials or something, just because you're talking to them, they'll feel like, well, if you're talking to me and I'm a liar and you've been believing everything I said and you're a doctor, then I'm smarter than you. I could have been a doctor. They start lying to themselves. You're dealing with a whole psycho, like a psycho kid, like a kid that's psycho, that like doesn't have morals. That like, you'll tell them like, you know, who raised you? You know, you're like, what did your parents teach? They'll tell you, oh, I came from my grandparents used to take us to church. Man, something really is wrong with these people. I'm telling you. They are constantly lying to other people, to you, and to themselves. In the end, they're just lying to themselves too. They're lying to themselves too. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't think that's crazy? I think that is insane. And it's crazy because when you're with it's really, when I think about my ex now, what's so crazy is for so long, it was like, I thought I'd never get over them. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard. It was very hard getting over it. It was hard. And because it was this always wanting them. And then I realized what I really wanted was my old life back. That's what I really wanted. And I've been making the most of it, you know, since, and it's better than where I was. But the narcissist lied to me and made me lie to myself. They make you lie to yourself. You ever see yourself apologizing to the narcissist and you ain't do nothing? You start lying to yourself, and they're just like crazy than a mug. Like they are and they'll accept your apology because it makes them feel good, instead of them having some common sense. Like, I shouldn't have people apologizing to me for being a liar. And then they start analyzing, because they like the praise, you telling them sorry. Now when they start really thinking about, they like how it makes them feel. Then later on, when they start thinking about how you were apologizing and crying, they get disgusted by you. Like you just apologized to me and I ain't shit. That is crazy. And then they lie to themselves and say that you're crazy and you're the delusional one. But they're fucking insane, and they're bringing you into their crazy delusional world. And this is why, you know, when I finally started to see these behaviors in just people, period, men and women, like they're big weirdos. I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Because I know that weird stuff is going to come out sooner or later. You're trying to be cool now, but I'm waiting. I can't be cool with you until I see everything. And I'm waiting for the weird stuff to come. And eventually the weird stuff come. And then they know, you know who they are. And then now they're not trying to love bomb you no more. They're just like, now they want to be disrespectful because you even allowed them to talk to you. You even allowed them to tell you lies. So they were like, why did you even give me a chance to tell you so many lies? That's dumb of you. So you can't even sit here and entertain their lies. But I ain't gonna lie. Some of these narcissists, they're so, the way they're so animated, if you're blind to their little animation, they're laughing and their little squinty eyes. If you aren't aware of them, you'll probably even find them fascinating or charming or have filled with confidence. But if you know how they are and who they are and what they are, you'll pity them. You'll be disgusted by them because you know they just wanted attention, and they feel like by you giving them attention, you're the weak one. So now they're going to ask you for a favor. They're going to ask you for something. They're going to feel like, well, you know who I am. I don't really give a damn, and I know you don't give a damn. So I guess we both don't give a damn, you know. But you're not like them. You have morals, you have standards, you have boundaries. You won't, there's stuff you wouldn't do. You wouldn't lie to others. You're not the same, but they want you to believe that you guys are the same, because that's when, you know, they'll feel like they're on your level. And a lot of times they might not even be on your level. They're way below your level, and they are trying to love bomb you, or they're trying to tell you things that they're going to give you, or they're trying to tell you what, you know, they're sitting here telling you about name brands and trying to make themselves seem so materialistic, or you know, oh, I'm well groomed and I take care of myself, and I go get a massage, and I have facial cream, and I go get manicures even though I'm a man, and you know what I'm saying. They try to act like, you know, they're something that they're not. And it's crazy because the narcissist brother told me that he's trying to be something that he's not. And it's like, you can't really tell someone what not to be. That's how I would look at it, because I'm like, that is kind of haterish for him to say something like that. But now when I look back, I'm like, no, he was right. He's trying to be something he's not, because people that he wants to be around don't act like that. And when I told him that, because I come from that world, and I'm telling him, like, that's not it. It's like, you don't really have it down packed. It's like they want to make you think that you're the one tripping, but at the same time, they're taking notes from you because they're crazy. They're crazy like that. They're like, oh, they don't like that? I'm going to act like I don't care, and this is how I act, and I'm going to act like this regardless. And and then they start acting even more, ooh, here I go again, you guys. I'm always like tongue-tied. Belligerent. They start acting even more, you know, annoying, and they just making, you know, nasty jokes, or goofing around, or just being embarrassing, or, you know, or treating people like shit, treating the servers like crap, or just, you know, not even treating them like crap, but treating them like, oh, I don't care about this restaurant, and I'm gonna tip big, and oh, you know, I'm gonna leave a mess, I'm gonna trash the hotel room, and you know, so they go through different stages, and then they have stages where they're trying to be so classy. And you know, if you are going through reactive abuse, you might end up doing something that they do that's belligerent. And then now they're looking at you in front of other people like you're dumb for acting that way, you know, or questioning them, or saying anything to them in front of other people. They're like, oh, you were better off just being quiet, you know, like you usually do. But they will do things and say things, and it's all a big lie. It's to make you look dumb, and it's to take away the morals and the goodness in you, and to distort that and to confuse you. That's a really big lie, because the biggest lie is free. The biggest lie is that the narcissist will tell you who you are, and it doesn't matter how much you try to prove to them that that's not who you are. Like, that's gonna be their perception of you. And it's not until you leave and you're finally, because they act like they know you. They act like when you share parts of yourself, or you bring them around your family, you show them what you came from. You show them how your family really is, that where they, you know, how successful everyone is, how, you know, everyone gets together and things like that. And to them, it's like they'll pull you away from your life. And you'll tell them, you know, once upon a time, I had a great life. Now I don't have anyone. I'm just with you. and you aren't nothing because you got me destroying myself now, and you literally dragged me to hell with you, right? And I thought you were a victim and you're the bad person. You were the big bad wolf the whole time. And they'll lie to you. They'll act like you always knew I was a big bad wolf. You knew I was bad in the beginning. And you'll tell them I really didn't know, or I was naive, and they're sitting there, lying to your face, playing more games. They know exactly what they did. You'll sit there and say, I came, I wasn't here at the bottom of the barrel with all these weirdos. I was with narcissists, but they weren't weird like this, and they'll act like it's not true. Like, no, I don't remember that. Or like you've been here in hell with me so long. I don't even think the life you used to say you had, I don't think you ever had it at all. I don't think your family and friends or anyone ever loved you. Your parents ever loved you. And a lot of times, a lot of people, they're just not messing with you because of the narcissist. And the narcissist, instills more and more hate into you. And, and they'll lie to you and tell you they don't get along with their family. And the whole time, they get along with their whole little narcissistic pack of pigs, So the narcissist is always lying. They're lying to you. They're lying to everyone. They're lying to themselves. And they want you to lie to yourself. So always question people, don't feel bad or feel like you're a narcissist because you have to question everyone. It's the reality. It's the real world, Once the narcissist kills you and you wake up and you start seeing all the red flags in people, you're not just seeing those red flags. It's just that you never paid attention to them and now you're seeing them. And that's the scary part, because you're almost like, well, how did I make it through life not really fully understanding this? It's scary, and it's scary when you know that narcissists are preying on vulnerable people and vulnerable girls and just, good people, and, people with, health issues, or, the elderly, or, it's just all kind of narcissists all over the place. Where everyone got a different story. And my story, when I got pregnant and had a miscarriage, that's when I died. That's when everything made sense. That's when I saw the devil in people. That's when I saw shadows. And I used to judge people that were on drugs and they saw the spiritual realm. And some of those people never came back. Or I used to judge people that just were having nervous breakdowns and sometimes you can't really understand why what they're experiencing was so traumatic, because you feel like, it's not something that I would be traumatic over, right? You can judge people all you want, but everyone goes through a dark place. Everyone goes to hell, and everyone has to pick and choose. Everyone sees the dark side eventually, and they're gonna have to make a choice. And most narcissists, they sell themselves out, and that's what you're dealing with. Someone who will lie to you and sell you out. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. If you guys enjoyed this topic, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you guys are new to my channel, and if you guys want to keep supporting my content. You can book a session with me. My booking information will be on the description. Just give me about 24 hours to respond to you, and as always, I'm sending you guys lots of love. Bye.